Hello everyone. I hope you are having a good Sunday. We are a week away from Easter, so this is the final week of my spring and Easter treat boxes. Whatever I called it, I don't even remember. But this is the final week because we are a week out from Easter, so I won't be live next week. I may be starting a new series in May with the new catalog. We'll have to see. It's, my son will be home from college, and so we'll have to see what timing is going to look like and all of that good stuff. So let's see if I can make this a little bit brighter. So welcome, guys. Sorry, I was just pulling myself up on my computer next to me, so if you pop in, I can see you. Raise this up just a smidgen. There we go. Hello. Okay, so I have the annual catalog in front of me. This is our new annual catalog. This actually goes live on May 6th of this year, so just in a few weeks, this will go live. I am hoping to get the catalogs that I am mailing to customers out this week. There's still a few things that I want to get done before I mail them out, but I'm hoping to get that done by the middle of the week so I can get these out, middle to late week. I can't show you the inside. Now, I am more than happy to send you an annual catalog if you don't already have a demonstrator and you're in the United States, but you do need to request them. I'm happy to send you one, but you do need to request a catalog. They're very expensive to mail, and so I just want to make sure that if I'm mailing them, they're going to someone who wants them. Before we jump into the project today, I've been playing a little bit with my pre-order, and so I'm not going to show you the projects or the products, but I am going to show you a couple of projects that I have made with them. So first up is this sweet little tote bag. Isn't this adorable? So this is a new bundle called the Notes and Totes bundle, and it makes this little treat box, this little treat tote. It is so adorable. So I've been playing with it. There are a ton of dies in this bundle, and there's so much you can do with it. So I made a little treat box here, but here I made a card with that treat box, the tote bag, but it's on a card, so it's flat. It doesn't, it's not 3D. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you see what I'm saying. But the dies have this adorable water bottle, these sunglasses, the scarf. It's a phenomenal die set. This is some new colors, some new DSP. So really a beautiful and fun card. I just love it. I love it so much. So I'm going to be playing with this one a lot. This is some new DSP too. Gorgeous, right? So I'm going to be playing with this one a lot. I do love that water bottle. He's so cute. So this one I designed to look like our LL Bean canvas bags that we have. We have a few of them, and I love those bags. So this one I designed to do that, and then this one I just made super cute. Okay, so that's one of the bundles. There is another bundle in our online exclusive coming out. I think it's called Sunrise Sailing. It is an amazing bundle. So it's a hybrid bundle. So you're going to get the stamps, dies, and embossing folder. The embossing folder will cut and emboss. It is stunning. I just love it. So this is a fun little sneak peek of that too. And then in our annual catalog, we have a stamp set. I think it's called Feathered Friends. I don't know the names of any of these yet. So lots of sneak peek DSP on there. So there's some new colors on here. This card opens like that. Super cute. So you'll see these all soon on my blog. But I just want to give you a sneak peek of some of the products that I've made with them so far. I haven't had a whole lot of time to play with them, but I have had a little bit, so I wanted to just give you guys a sneak peek. Remember, if you do want a catalog, you do need to request one. You can send me an email, send me a message, and I will add you to my list. But otherwise, I don't mail them out unless you request them. Okay, so this is the final week of our series, and we are making a gorgeous box featuring the beautiful butterflies bundle. Now, I talked about that Sunrise Sailing stamp set or bundle, and this one is the same. It is a hybrid bundle, which means that the bundle you will get the beautiful butterflies stamp set, the dies, and the embossing folder. And you can actually cut this big butterfly out. I don't know if you can see that. You can actually cut this big butterfly out with the dies in the embossing folder. You put the die inside the embossing folder, put your paper in, and you run it through, and it cuts and embosses at the same time. It's fantastic. So we're not going to do that on our project today, but I do want to point this out because I believe this is in low inventory. I'm going to, if I can pull this up super quick, I'm going to just check real quick because I know it was unavailable for a while, and then it came back, and it went into low inventory. I had my in-person class yesterday, and a few of my customers purchased it, and it was in low inventory, and I want to make sure that it's still available before we start our project, so I can sorry guys, I can't type and talk at the same time. Let's see. It is in low inventory, so if you want to grab it, make sure you grab it. Go to my online store and get it today. This one is carrying over. It will still be available after May 6th. But the bundle price, I believe, will go away. I'm not positive on that, but if you want to save 10% on the bundle price, I would recommend just grabbing it now, because it gets guaranteed now. I don't know after May 6th if the bundle price will stay. I don't think it will, but I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. Okay guys, so this is the box we're making today. Inside, now you do have to untie the ribbon to get inside. Now I typically don't like to do that because I don't like people to untie the ribbons, but this box you do have to do it. But you untie the ribbon, and inside are little butterfly cakes. These are from Little Debbie. I've seen these in a couple of different stores this spring. So last I saw these at Walmart on Monday, so I know they're available. But they are, they're so cute. Little butterfly boxes, little cakes. And so when I saw these, I was like, yes, I have the perfect bundle to go with that. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm not going to tie this back in a bow. You don't want to watch me do that, but that's what we're going to make today. We're going to start, instead of with the box today, we're actually going to start with the butterfly, because we need to let that dry completely, because we're going to be cutting it in half. Can you see? We're going to cut the butterfly in half. So I want that to be completely dry. So I've already die cut my pieces. So I have my big solid piece out of Fresh Freesia. My glimmer butterfly, this beautiful piece, was die cut with our ombre glimmer paper. This is an online exclusive, but it is a stunning package of glimmer paper. So I think I have it here. I don't have a lot of it left, but we're using this sheet, this purple sheet. So on the bottom is more pink, and then as you go up, it turns more purple. And then the same with the other pieces. This one, I only have a full sheet of the blue. But there's a green one too, which is stunning. But you get this beautiful ombre look. So grab that while you're purchasing your butterfly die. And then the little body is die cut out of some DSP. This is the beautiful Bokeh DSP. And we're going to use that again in just a few minutes. So I'm going to start with my butterfly. Now, if you wanted to, you could adhere this down. You could die cut it with an adhesive sheet on the back, and that would make adhering it down really easy. But we're just going to hit these kind of bigger areas with some liquid glue. I'm not going to worry about getting every little detail here, but we do need to make sure that we get kind of the outside of the wings and the body. The body needs to be really nicely covered, because we're going to cut that body in half. So just hitting those larger areas, and I'm not really squeezing my glue. Our Tombow glue, our multi-purpose glue, it's very strong. A little goes a long way, so don't get over generous with it, because you don't want it all oozing out. So just hitting those bigger spots, but making sure to get all the wings, because I want everything to stay nice and secured. And the liquid glue will give you a second to kind of maneuver it exactly where you want it. Beautiful, right? Oh, and that glimmer is so pretty. All right, and then we're gonna stick our little butterfly body on. And this guy, I definitely want to make sure that he's got plenty of glue on his whole body, because he'll be cut in half and there's not a lot of him to hold on to anything. So I'm adding a little bit more glue to him because I want to make sure that everything stays nice and stuck. And he just goes right on. All right, now we're going to set this aside to dry. I want it completely dry before we start cutting it in half. So that's why we started with this guy. So we're going to set this guy aside. So beautiful. Now you could assemble a whole rainbow of gorgeous butterflies. We also have glimmer paper in our in color package, so you can do all the butterflies in those colors and just stick these on cards. Just have these ready to go. Stick them on a card and you're golden. You're ready to go. Okay, let's start with our box. I am using a piece of Berry Burst, and you will need a piece that is 9 1/4 by 8 1/4. So I'm going to read off score lines, but all the measurements are always in the video description. And so I recommend checking them there. Sometimes I read off something wrong, but the measurements are always correct in the video description. So check out the video description. Don't worry about writing anything down. All the measurements are also on my blog as well, so you can get them there. Okay, so on the 9 1/4 inch side, we're going to score at 3/4, 2, 7 1/4, and 8 1/2. We're going to rotate it to the 8 1/4 inch side, and we are going to score it at 5/8, 1 3/4, 3, 5 1/4, 6 1/2, and 7 5/8. There's a lot of score lines on this side, but they're all simple score lines. You can do them on your Simply Scored really quick. All right, let me get this board put away. All right, we're gonna fold and burnish on all the score lines. We don't have any like diagonal score lines, nothing funky, so we're just gonna fold and burnish on all the score lines here. And then we'll start assembling our box. And this edge one, so on the 8 1/4 inch side, this edge one, this long one, this 5/8 inch one, this one's gonna go folded backwards. So I'm not even gonna be able to hold it up in front of the camera. So it's gonna go like that, okay? And we're gonna do the same on this side. And this one goes this way. Okay, so hope that makes sense. So your box is gonna come together like this. These are gonna meet in the middle on the top. It's gonna make like a little tube like this, okay? We're gonna do some trimming, and I have notes here, but I'm gonna look at my box and see exactly how we are doing this. My notes are not so good. All right, I'm going to turn it, so the 8 1/4 inch side is parallel to me, and we're gonna do some trimming. We're gonna cut up all the score lines to the second score line. So 6 score lines, we're gonna cut up and stop at that second score line. Okay, and let's see, I'm gonna start on this side. And we'll work our way out. So, and actually, you know, we're gonna cut this whole corner off. So you can go up 2 score lines, and then we're just gonna cut this piece off. Okay, and then we're gonna cut this edge tab, we're gonna cut that piece off. And then we're gonna come in and notch this. This will be our little tab. So we're gonna notch those out. Okay, so we're gonna do that to all the corners. So we're just gonna keep going around. And I don't think I have anything exciting to tell you. So last week, excuse me, last week, I didn't go live. I did have my pre-recorded video go up right at 10 o'clock as scheduled. But last week, we went to, my daughter and I took a quick little like whirlwind trip to see my son in college. And they had a big open house at his college, at his university. You know, they're all separated into separate little colleges. And so they had a big open house, which is really interesting. They had, like the graduate students were presenting all their research and stuff, and it was very interesting. And they were giving out all kinds of university swag and all sorts of stuff. So we came home with a bunch more stuff than we went with, but it was exciting to go to see my son, check everything out. So that is why I wasn't live last week. We were getting ready to get back on the road at 10 a.m. So that's why I wasn't live. But I hope you guys enjoyed that project last week. If you missed it, it's on my YouTube channel, or you can scroll down on my Facebook page and find it from last week. All right, last one, and then we're almost done. The trimming takes a few minutes, but it's totally worth it. It's a cute box. So our 5 new in colors are gorgeous, and I've had a lot of fun playing with them, but I'm interested to know if you have a favorite. So we have Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, and then we have Returning Strawberry Slush. And I'll grab a little bookmarks to show those. But if you have a favorite in color, I would love to know what your favorite new one is. Let me threw it across the room. Sorry. But here are our new end colors. So if you have a favorite, I'd love to know. I'm going to do some corner rounding on my corners. So I'm going to round these long edges on these little tabs here. I'm going to do that on both sides. And then on these edges, on these little tabs that fold in, I'm going to do those too. So I'm going to use my corner rounder. Stampin' Up! Doesn't currently sell a corner rounder, so whatever corner rounder you have will work just fine. So I'm going to leave the end colors in place while I go through and do my corner rounding. But if you have a favorite, I'd love to know. I am loving the Darling Duckling. Well, and the Timid Tiger. I mean, I think those are both so fun, and they go well. They go together so well. All right, a couple more corners. And then we are going to be ready to assemble, and then the fun stuff happens. I know trimming and scoring is not good TV, but it's a big box, so it takes a few minutes. All right, thanks for being patient. Let's move the scraps out of the way. Move that out of the way. If you have a favorite, just let me know. All right, I'm going to actually flip this over. So this is all going to fold together like this. So our box is going to come together like this. But we're going to add some DSP, and I'm going to do this before I assemble it. With this specific box, I found that it's a little bit easier to do it before we assemble because some of the pieces are bigger or smaller or longer is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of DSP. I need to look at my measurements. So I have 2 that are 2 by 1, and these are going to go on these outside shorter pieces here. And then I have 2 that are 5 by 1, and these are going to go here. And then I have 2 that are 5 by 7/8, so just an 1/8 of an inch smaller than those other ones. And these are going to go right on the outside here. And I am using, for my DSP, I'm using the beautiful Bokeh DSP. This is in our mini catalog. It actually coordinates with this, the Beautiful Butterfly Suite or bundle, and it is just stunning DSP. I've used a ton of this. This will continue into the next annual catalog, so I'm so glad because this paper is so gorgeous and it goes with so many things. So we're just going to go through and assemble these and just adhere them on because they're just going on to these open areas. Oops, I'll give that a little bit more, less of a border there. Because these are just going onto the open areas, it's easier to put them down when the box is flat, especially because they're so long. It's just easier to line things up nice and straight. Okay. And look at how gorgeous that other side is. So beautiful. You can definitely just die cut butterflies directly from this DSP and they would be stunning. But I didn't get to use this DSP as much as I liked, so I always am happy to see stuff carry over when I still want to use it. So, all right, a couple more pieces of DSP. These shorter pieces, these are quick to add on. So this really uses up some nice scraps. That DSP comes in 6 by 6 pieces, and sometimes, you know, you cut a card front and then you have like this 2-inch strip that's left over. This is a great way to use up those strips. Okay, we're going to add some adhesive to these 4 tabs, these little tabs that we notched in. We're going to add some adhesive. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. You can use the Tombow glue. You can use whatever you want. Stampin' Seal Plus is super strong. It is great for boxes, but I also love Tombow for boxes too, the green glue. Okay, so all 4 of those are sticky now. So all we're going to do is we're going to line up this score line right here with this cut edge, and we're just going to go around the whole box and do that. Now, if you don't have these little butterfly cakes, or you can't find them in your area, Little Debbie does have a product finder, and I've linked that on my blog post today. So you can just put in your zip code and it'll tell you what store to go to within a certain number of miles, and you can find it. Otherwise, this will fit a number of treats. This will fit lots of fun treats. The finished size of this, let me give you a quick measurement. The finished size is about 5 1/4 by 2 1/4 by 1 1/4. So it's a pretty good size box. You can definitely fit lots of treats in here. All right, let's pull out our little bunny cakes, and these the little pastel sprinkles on top coordinate so well with the berry burst and the fresh freesia. It just works so well. And then this is just gonna fold in just like this. So cute, right? All right, now to keep our box closed, we're going to add some ribbon. I have the the 1/8 inch circle punch that comes in our new hole punch pack. And so we're just going to punch a hole. I'm going to kind of eyeball center. Now, if you want exact center, by all means, or you know what? I'm going to have to kind of squish this together a little bit. Or do one at a time. Let's do one at a time. That seems easier. If you want to get exactly center, go ahead and get out a roller. That's fine. I'm not going to get exactly center because it's okay if it's not exactly center because it's a treat box. Now I do want my holes to line up though, so I'm going to use a pencil and just mark where my other hole was. That way we can at least line up the holes together. My little circle, there it is. Okay, so now that is obviously not center. It looked center when I had my punch in there, but it is obviously not center. But if you want center, go ahead and just use a ruler, mark center. It totally works. Okay, let's grab some ribbon. I'm using the Fresh Freesia faux linen ribbon. We used this a couple weeks ago on the shadow box we made. This ribbon is so fun. Okay. I'm having trouble talking and working at the same time today, obviously. It's all complicated. Talking and working is hard, especially tying a bow. So we're going to do full concentration. Now the faux linen part is only on one side of the ribbon. So we're going to do a little bit of manipulation with this bow. Now when people untie it to get their treat box, I don't expect them to do that same kind of bow manipulation. But when you hand it to them, you at least want it to be pretty. So we're going to have the faux linen side out on this side. I'm going to wrap it around. And when I push it through where my thumb is here, I'm going to make sure that the good side of the ribbon is out as well. And we're just going to kind of twist our bow and just make sure that everything is facing in the right direction. That looks good. Okay. So cute. Love it. All right. I'm going to put my scissors away. Let's come back to our butterfly. Oh, let's do our stamping for our greeting first. We have our box here. Let's do our stamping. Now my little label here that is already die cut, I die cut that from the Beautiful Butterflies dies. It has some great labels. The greeting, we're just using a For You greeting. That's from the Beautiful Butterflies stamp set. And I'm going to try to stamp this in the center because we're going to cut this little tag in half right in the middle of the For You. And so I'm going to try to stamp this in the center. We'll see. If it's not perfect, you guys, it's okay. This is a handmade treat box, so it's okay if it's not center. I guarantee you that whoever you give this to will not be getting out a ruler and checking to make sure everything is exactly centered. Okay, let's cut our little butterfly in half. I'm just going to use my little guillotine trimmer because I can line that up nice and easy on my blade. But you can use your regular paper trimmer. You can even just use scissors and just snip it, but I am just going between his antennas and then to the middle of his body here. So we're just basically just cutting him exactly in half. I'm going to give it a little press because you're going through 3 layers, but there's our little butterfly. So cute, right? All right, now for our greeting, we're just going to cut it exactly between the For and the U. Perfect. And let's get this thing on our box. We're going to use dimensionals for this part. So Jen, you've never seen the butterfly cakes? I think that they're only out this time of year. I think it's only around early spring and Easter is when those butterfly cakes are out. But if you go to that Little Debbie product locator, they'll pop up for you. You can search them in there. Okay, so I'm just lining up the butterfly, that butterfly half to the edge of our piece that's popped up here on the box. That was clear as mud. That was really not clear. Okay. I'm going to take the body and I'm just going to line it up practically right on that score line there. Just make sure that it lines up. You don't want your, the other half to be up here. You want to line up your body as best you can. Just like that. Okay. So beautiful, right? A couple more dimensionals. We're going to put one on the back of each of our greeting pieces. And we're just going to stick this in the middle, just right up, same placement. Make sure you get the right words on each side. All right, we are almost done. Last thing that we need to add, we're going to add some of our brass butterflies. I love these. And, you know, they coordinate so well with our beautiful butterflies bundle. So I'm just going to add a few of them. Kind of just flying around. I think that's good. And that's it. That completes our box for today. That completes our series. Let me pull this one out. You can see these fun butterfly cake boxes. They are so cute. The box will just open right up. They can grab their cake box, or you can fill it with whatever you want, but so cute, right? I hope you guys love this box. I hope you guys have a great Easter. So I'll be off for, well, I'll be away for the next few weeks, but I'm hoping to come back in May with a new series with the new catalog. So watch for that on my Facebook page. I'll be talking about that. If you have any questions on anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you want to be on my catalog mailing list, go ahead and send me a message. And I think that's it. If you need to place an order, go ahead and head to my online store. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. That really helps my business grow. If you're on Facebook, hit that share button and share this with your friends. That really helps my business as well. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great Easter, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.